Namaste, welcome to Savi's Fashion Studio. I'm Savita. In this class, let me show sublimation printing on fabric. First, we'll be taking a print out of the image and then we'll transfer the image to the fabric using this heat press machine. Then I'll be using that printed fabric to make a sweatshirt, which I'll be showing in the next class. So let's start. First, let me explain what is sublimation printing and what equipments are needed for this printing technique. If you wish to start a business of printing on t-shirts or sportswear, you can easily do this printing technique because the investment needed is not much. It may cost around 75 to 80,000. So this sublimation printing is a digital printing technique in which any image is printed on a special paper called sublimation paper using special ink called sublimation ink using your inkjet printer, and then the image on the paper is transferred to fabric or a t-shirt using a heat press machine. So basically we need a computer, any image editing software like CorelDRAW, Illustrator or Photoshop, and then we need a inkjet printer with 6 or 4 colors which will have sublimation ink in it, and then we need the sublimation paper and then the heat press machine. So we'll see each one of these as we go ahead with the video. Here in this video we are only seeing sublimation printing on fabric, though it can be done on other materials too. Now the sublimation printing is done only on 100% polyester or at least 70% polyester blend fabric. Once printed, the image will not fade or crack and stays for a lifetime. Now if printed on natural fabrics like cotton, the colors are not vibrant and also the image fades away. Also, this sublimation printing technique is done only on light colored fabrics. For dark colored fabrics or t-shirts, you may have to use different printing techniques like DTF, screen printing or vinyl printing. Better the quality of the image, better is the output. First of all, we will need to decide on what image we want to print on the t-shirt or fabric. Now I am using Photoshop here and there are a few images which I'll be printing today. Now this is a paid image which I bought online. There are free images available also, and this is created by us. This is the color grading which will be printed on fabric along with the brand name, and this will be used on the sleeves of the sweatshirt, which you'll see in the next class. So this is an A3 size I've created. So I'll need to change some settings before printing. So go to File, Print. Now click on Print Settings. Now you see the image is not complete because A4 is selected here. We need to select A3. So I'm selecting A3. When printing such graphics, you need to make sure you take a mirror image. For that, click on More Options, and there's an option here, Mirror Image. Select the option. Click on Main and also make sure this is selected, that is Print Preview, and then click on OK. Now click on Print, Proceed. Now it shows the preview. Now you see this is a mirror image. Once printed, it will show right on the fabric. Now before clicking on the print here, let me show you the sublimation printing paper. This is the sublimation paper. It looks similar to the regular printing paper but slightly thicker. On one side there is paper brand name printed and other side is blank, and this is where we need to print the image. So I'll insert it in this way. Now this paper is available in different sizes. This is an A3 sheet. Now I'm printing on my Epson L1800 6 colors inkjet printer. When we installed the printer, instead of the ink that came with the printer, we installed the sublimation ink which was bought separately. Now if you have an inkjet printer and you want to use it for sublimation printing, you will need to completely flush out the system and then use the sublimation inks. Though we are using sublimation ink here, this printer can also be used for taking regular printouts. Now I'll give for printing. Now I'll cut the paper and separate these images. Now this looks different because it's a mirror image, but once printed it will be fine. Now if you want to print many small images, you can print them all on one sheet and separate the images by cutting the paper. Now let's see how to transfer the images to the fabric using the heat press machine. This is our heat press machine. There are different brands available in the market. This is bought locally and it cost me around 40k. The starting price may be around 15,000. This is where you set the temperature and time, and it would depend on the paper that you use. When you buy the sublimation paper, the temperature to be set and the time to be set will be mentioned on the cover of the paper. For example, here if you see, it suggests 180 degrees centigrade for 75 seconds, and that's what I've set on the heat press machine. Once you switch on the machine, set the temperature and time and wait till the temperature is reached. So it may take a few minutes and then we are ready to print. Now we'll place the t-shirt here. So slide this. Now this does not heat up, only the upper part heats. So here we'll be laying the fabric. Place the fabric or t-shirt flat and nice. Make sure there are no wrinkles. First we'll press the fabric without keeping the image so that the wrinkles are removed, and also if there is any moisture it's removed. So we'll simply press just for 5 seconds. So to press, you lift this and place it down and press completely. Now to remove, lift it and move this. Now we'll keep the image. So I'll be printing this image on this t-shirt. Now place it with the design side facing the fabric. I'll keep the design around 4 inches down from the neckline, and make sure you're centering the design. That is, once you place, see the distance on either side. It should be equal, and make sure you're placing it straight. Now let's heat press this. So do the same, pull this back and then lift this and press. So once this reaches 75 seconds, there will be a beep and then we will remove this. There are other machines too where it will automatically lift once the time is reached, but here we have to do it manually. So this is done. The sublimation ink is completely integrated into the fabric, so this will never fade and it will not crack. This will stay for lifetime, and also when you stretch, you do not see any gap in between the design. Let me do the other image on white t-shirt and the color grading image on a fabric which will be used in the sweatshirt. Now I'll be printing this design on this white t-shirt. These t-shirts are 100% polyester. I'll place it in the center. Now I am eyeballing the distance and placing it, but if you have a confusion, you can always measure with the measuring tape, mark with the chalk and then place the design. So this is for single use only. If you want to take the same design again, then you need to take a printout again. You cannot even feel the design, so it is completely in the fabric. Now I'll be printing on these fabric strips. It has fleece on one side and I've cut 2 strips of 3 inch wide and I'll be placing it in this way. Now these strips of fabric will be used in the sleeves of the sweatshirt. This is the color grading we printed, so I'll place it in this way. So this is how it's printed. Now I'll place the brand name here and print again. So I'll move both the strips. So this is the mirror image of the brand name. I'll be printing it here. So I'm placing both in this way. If you see here, under the fabric I've kept these brown sheets so that the ink does not transfer to this foam sheet here. So I'll be using these strips in the t-shirt that I'll be making soon, which I'll show you in the next video. Thank you for watching this class. Do visit our website servicefashionstudio.com for quality sewing tools and full-fledged online classes. See you soon in the next class. Until then, happy sewing.